Google Developer Student Clubs train hundreds of thousands of university student developers globally while having fun getting to know other students at their school. Google selects students with strong leadership skills from across the globe once a year to start a club on their campus. These leads believe knowledge is power and that technology can do extraordinary things for the world. They take on the responsibility to help students learn and empower each other to solve real problems around them. Students can participate in the annual Solution Challenge by Google developers to solve for one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Join us in building a global community for students in technology.
Attention, all passengers. Special announcement. New destinations have been announced. Please be advised and plan accordingly. All aboard.
Developer Student Clubs are university-based communities where students learn about Google technology and use their skills to solve local problems. There are over 700 clubs all over the world. From North America to Europe, Africa, and across Asia, we encourage more students to join or start a developer student club at their university.
Some students have overcome personal barriers with the help of their DSE community on their journey to become developers.
Cara berbuat aplikasi untuk berbasis berpercaya.
These clubs help student developers learn through hands-on workshops. They then identify challenges faced by local businesses, NGOs, and sometimes even their own universities and build real solutions for real problems.
The workshops that we had was Firebase, Actions on Google, and we're about to do ML. It's an amazing experience to learn about the impact that the technologies that can provide in our local communities.
DSE is a family, and it's not just about the programming, it's about the learning of teamwork and leadership.
A lot of villages face the problem of water, farming, floods. Maybe we can develop applications to solve this problem. Might be very ambitious for us as students to say that, but nothing is impossible. We can do it.
Developer student clubs around the world have already impacted so many students in their universities and people in their community. The future is bright for the next generation of students.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. It's me again, your GDS PLM lead. Now opening this wonderful event for for the month of March. So again, I'm your GDS PLM lead nutrition Riego, and I will do the info session for the Flutter Festivals that I know some of you are waiting talaga for this month of March. So before we start, you could drop it you could drop your like may pa shout out ba kayo dyan or pa greetings or what do you expect for this information session. So we can see a lot of people commenting on YouTube. So sabi nila marami hello. So hello Andre, Lambert, Labdi, and James. So I hope na you find interesting itong natin session na to for you to kickstart your career in Flutter. So yeah, I guess just drop your greetings lang or your expectations on the chat box or on the YouTube live comments na. So before I start this info session, I would love to show you a little welcoming message from Flutter Festival and the Flutter and Dart lead in Google. So let me show you.
Attention, all passengers. Special announcement. New destinations have been announced. Please be advised and plan accordingly. All aboard.
Hi, I'm Tim Sneath, Director of Product Management for Flutter and Dart at Google. Welcome to Flutter Festival. We're so glad you're here. Flutter's an amazing cross-platform UI toolkit, and today is about celebrating that. Your festival organisers have created a special space for you to learn, hack, and explore Flutter even more deeply than usual. Every single Flutter Festival has planned a great lineup of speakers, hackathons, and workshops. So I hope you come away from this event having learned something new and feeling inspired. Today is also about celebrating all of you in the Flutter community. We often hear that the Flutter community feels different than other tech communities, that it's friendlier and more welcoming. The camaraderie is uniquely strong. In fact, according to our most recent developer survey, the vast majority of Flutter developers feel safe to ask questions without judgment. We also see that after achieving a certain level of skill, Flutter developers are often motivated to turn right around and start giving back by sharing their knowledge and expertise with a new body of enthusiastic and interested learners. And it fills our hearts to see this happen over and over again. Internally at Google, we're sometimes asked by other teams how they can foster such a vibrant and warm community for their technology. Truth is, we can't understand or explain the alchemy of the Flutter community. But we do know that the secret ingredient is all of you. The thriving Flutter community is truly special because it's composed of passionate, kind, and talented individuals from all over the world. In addition to the Flutter open source contributors, as well as package and plugin authors, the community is filled with meetup organisers and members, GDEs, speakers, Flutteristas, bloggers, YouTubers, community moderators, Stack Overflow question answers, students, and many others. And the work that all of you do is so important. Companies and hobbyists alike are adopting Flutter more and more, not only because we hope it's a great technology, but also because of the wealth of high-quality resources and community support now available. In short, Flutter would not be where it is today without your passion and hard work. We are so genuinely grateful to you. Thank you. So, as you enjoy this Flutter Festival, between talks and workshops, remember to give yourself a pat on the back. As the crown jewel of the Flutter ecosystem, we could not be more proud of you and all of the amazing work you do.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Speech from a Flutter lead in Google. So, once again, let's start. So, ano nga bang i-expect natin or what is the expectation for this information session? So, actually, this information session will give you an idea what is Flutter is. I know some of you has a knowledge with Flutter, definitely. But some of you is beginner or like they want to shift to this tech stack or they're newbie in programming and they choose Flutter as their first own language. No? So, what's Flutter? What's Flutter? So, Flutter is Google's portable UI toolkit for building beautiful multi-platform applications. Yes, you heard it right, multi-platform applications. So this Flutter is available in iOS, Windows, Linux, Android, and several platforms out there. So definitely, you will not study different languages for each platform. You will just study Flutter, then you can deploy it on several platforms. So, what are you waiting for? Exciting, di ba? So, again, what's more with Flutter? So, as I said earlier, Flutter is a multi-platform technology which supports iOS, Android, web, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and embedded. So, hindi ba nakakatuwa yon to actually get started with Flutter? So, for the next, when building Flutter, the possibilities are endless. Why? So let us watch this video for me. Yeah, definitely. Sorry for the laggy video. I think my bandwidth is low and nahihirapan siya i-play. Pero yeah, pero definitely, the video showcases what you can do with Flutter. You can do mobile games. You can do your own startup using Flutter. You can build your own application for personal use. You can do different things with this. And actually, we have we have several projects for you for the incoming week. So, for a spoiler alert, actually you can use Notion and use Flutter to create your own diary from your databases. So you can integrate Notion to Flutter, and definitely you want to watch it out on the third week of our Flutter study jobs. So for the next, definitely a language or a language is more better or more better represented by its mascot. So, does any one of you knows who is the mascot of Flutter or and Dart language? So, you can just drop it on the comment section if you know the name. And actually, a quick fact of of this mascot. This mascot is a hummingbird. Since hummingbird, they believe that they actually choose hummingbird because it is symbol for pass delivery, no. So it is so does anyone knows what's the name of our platter mascot and dart mascot? So you can just chat it on the chat box. So I will just count to I at least five counts. If there's nothing na mag-pop up with the comment, I will reveal its name. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Umabol si Andre. Sabi niya, Dash. Definitely, tamang-tama ka. Actually, we revealed his name way back February. So, Dash will be accompanying us. Dash will be accompanying us with our Flutter Festival here in PLM for the whole month of March. And Dash is actually the Flutter and Dart mascot na. So, yan. So, definitely, sobrang cute niya, no? And if natatandaan yung sinabi ko, it is yung reference niya is hummingbird, which is actually like wala siyang wala siyang curvy na mga na points. Talagang pointed yung niya, yung beak niya and sobrang sharp na edges niya, no. So yung yung Flutter developers choose to have a more fluffy mascot, pero it is definitely reference to a hummingbird. So yeah, if you want to know Dash more, you can just search it Dash mascot for Flutter and Dart. So for our next part, I would love to give you the 5 pillars or foundational pillars of Flutter. So what is it? So we actually have fast, productive, beautiful, open, and portable. This is where Flutter gets its reputation for being fast, productive, beautiful, open, and portable. So for a summary, for a quick review, for each foundational pillars. So I will just show you the different ideas why they use these foundational pillars. So for the fast part, fast takes the speed limiter of your app. Actually, how could you say that Flutter is fast? Flutter is fast because it directly compile your source to machine code. So what does it mean? Baka mamaya magulat kayo, you're not a computer science and you don't understand what does that mean. So it directly create the app na agad without using an interpreter and such thing, no. So direct na siya, wala na siyang third party or in between them. So sobrang fast niya talaga, no. And actually contrary to if you're a mobile developer, likely on Android development, it is contrary na Flutter actually can be created outside the Android studio, which is sometimes if you see memes of Android development, you can see a laptop burning or like it is it is heating up because of Android Studio. Actually, you can code Flutter in a in an IDE, BSC. Actually, I think you can also code it on a notepad, but I don't recommend it because it is a hardcore task. But definitely, you don't need Android. I mean, you need some components of Android Studio for you to run your app, but you doesn't totally need the whole Android Studio app. And for the next few weeks, you will understand why. So for the next foundation pillar, it is the productive part. So actually, you can actually see your app while you're developing it. If you manage to create a website like that and you use some IDE, there's a plugin that you can actually if you save your code, it will directly reflect the changes, no. But in Flutter, you can actually do this with with their feature that is called hot reload, no. So you can you don't need to close the application or your emulator for you to restart the or for you to see the new changes in your code. You just click hot reload, or I think in command line it is capital R for hot reload. So that's the idea of productive. For the next foundational pillar, it is the beautiful. So actually, Flutter is built on a modern design, no? And it is built for minimal. I mean, it's built from minimal to intricate design. So you don't need to actually kadalasan yung name natin is CUX designer, UI and UX designer creates different designs. Some of them is sobrang intricate niya, meron pang mga animations, and some of them sobrang minimal niya na walang animation and black and white lang, no. Anything from that, you can actually create it on Flutter, no. As you can see in my screen, there's some animation here. Like sobrang kala natin through Photoshop lang siya magagawa and something like that. But you can actually do it on Flutter. And how? I will tell you how later on. So, yeah, definitely. Pero syempre, for the UI UX designer, please, huwag niyong pahirapan si developer kasi even though it can be done through Flutter, it is hard pa rin. So, yeah, consider it syempre pa rin yung usability ng app. So, for the next foundational pillar, it is the open foundational pillar. Actually, Flutter and Dart is is healing from open source community. What does open source mean? Sobrang daming lumalabas na idea. So I'll give you a quick idea on what is an open source. If you manage to actually like ibigay natin sa simple na example. Open source is kapag gumawa ka ng reviewer, then that reviewer you give it to other or you share it to other, then the other persons can actually contribute to that reviewer. That's what we call the open source system. So it is technically about sharing your application, your code publicly and allowing other people to contribute to your project directly. And Flutter actually have this wonderful community, open community. And if you're wondering how, actually si Flutter sobrang dami niyang library. But those libraries is hindi hindi lahat galing kay Google or kay Flutter devs. It is created by the community. You can actually go to this website, the pub.dev. So you can actually see different libraries created by the community, no? So you can actually use it. Hindi na to like palaging Stack Overflow. We are actually using pubdev na rin to see the codes. And actually I will recently nag-share ako ng something na cheating is not always forbidden or rejected. Cheating is accepted, no, lalo na kapag yung pagka-copy paste niyo ng code sa Stack Overflow, sa GitHub, accepted yon, but there's a premise with that, no, also with the pubdev. There's a premise with that. After nyo i-copy paste, you must actually understand why you are copy pasting that code, no. So definitely here then sa pubdev, even though the community created the library itself and you don't need to actually code that library, you need to understand how it is working and why you should use it, no. Baka mamaya dahil sa sobrang open ng community, kinuha nyo na lahat ng library and it comes na biglang naglalag na yung application nyo due to the fact na kinuha nyo na lahat ng library without actually studying it. So that's a idea, and you must understand na open source community is important to developers and syempre sa mga. So for the last foundation pillar is the portable. as I said earlier, di ba? As I said earlier, you can code on different platforms. It is multi-platform language, no? And that and while you are coding, you don't need to actually um change your code based on the platform. For an example, if you code for have a project the past year wherein we code for a mobile application. But actually, that code also works with web. You don't need to tweak any code at all. You just need to emulate it on a web browser and on a mobile browser. Of course, syempre, hindi siya gagana if hindi mo i-consider yung responsiveness. So you need to consider it also to be to be portable in every devices. So that's what we call media query and other responsiveness na topics which will be um covered also in Flutter Study Jam. So definitely register for the first Flutter Study Jam this coming Friday. We will send you the link later on when I introduce the speakers for the study jams that we will do for this whole month. So yeah, that's the last foundational pillar, no. So I would like to ask, what's the best foundational pillar for you as a viewer? You can actually just chat it on the comment box. So what's the most striking foundational pillar sa'yo? Sa akin, for me, if you will ask me what foundational pillar I will choose, actually I will choose the openness because as a data scientist, we actually promote for openness, open science, open mapping, open community, open research. So openness kasi it allows developers to create technologies without limits, no? So, and actually to help each other, no, while developing those technologies. So, yeah, you can just comment it ano yung gusto nyong foundational pillar. Maybe it's portable since hindi na kayo mag-aaral ng different languages. Maybe it's fast since sabi ko nga kanina, hindi nyo na need na sobrang bigat ng mga applications to actually code, no? And syempre ano pa ba? You can actually choose then the productive since kadalasan we do development na rerun ka ng emulator mo, which is time consuming, no, or beautiful since sabi ko nga kanina you can do animations as well with Flutter. So what do you think, what do you choose with the foundational pillar? If yeah, you can just drop it and I will continue with the information session. So for the next part, actually the speaker, the speaker from the previous video, TeamsNet has a quote. Flutter is the first UI platform that is designed for an ambient computing world. So to be honest, syempre hindi ko naman to, pero my understanding with this is Flutter is designed for talaga, no, based on what developer needs talaga. It is developer centric, no, so it is based on different outputs of developers. So yeah, so yep, that's that's the vision of design for the future. Yun yung vision ni Flutter. So how to so baka naisip nyo, saan ginagamit si Flutter? Actually, Flutter is trusted by different developers. As I said earlier, it is used by startups. Marami akong startups na I know they use Flutter mostly on the mobile dev part since mas mabilis talaga. Although merong mga usapan dati way back when I think that's 2018 or 2019 that Flutter is only used for prototyping apps. Ganun talaga yung yung pagkakita kay Flutter dati pa. Pero time goes by, it changes. Flutter is actually used na for creation of app na talaga and hindi na siya nakikita as for prototyping purposes, no. So it is used to actually create app. And some of enterprise applications that use Flutter is Square, Toyota, Ubuntu, BMW, NU Bank, Grab, Alibaba Group, ByteDance, Robot, eBay, Tencent, WeChat, and many more. Sabi nga dito, 200,000 Flutter apps across the across the market. So, syempre hindi rin magpapatalo yung pinanggalingang company. Flutter is also used in Google. So, it is used by different Google services. If you're familiar with it, Google AdMob, GPay is used mostly used syempre sa US. Pero if you are actually using it when you are buying in-game currencies, 'di ba? So you can actually use GPay. Google One is the culmination of the Google Workspace. It includes Google Drive, Gmail, Google Docs, and other more. And more Google Apps uses Flutter also. So yeah. So again, as I said earlier, the Flutter is supported is an open source na. So it is supported by a global community. So if you're using GitHub, you must be you must be familiar with the stars. Actually, the stars is like of Facebook in GitHub. Plus 15 packages as I sent it earlier on the chat. Right now, while I'm talking, there's a 15,000 packages in the PubDev website, 1,000 plus contributors. So can you see this that Flutter is actually supported by several developers, 120k Twitter followers, 200 plus global meetup groups. Actually, we're not only the one who is actually doing this Flutter Festival. Right now, I think there's around 50 plus Flutter meetups around the globe, and it is actually running from February until April. So if you're not a PLM student or PLM undergraduate student, you can definitely still join on other chapter. I think there's some chapters that will do some Flutter Festival on the upcoming month on April. So make sure to watch out those different GDSC chapters here in the Philippines. And of course, what I love, it is always open source. So yeah. So how could you build syempre Flutter, no? So as I said earlier, na sabi ko na rin kanina, hindi lang Android Studio, hindi lang Android Studio or Xcode no for mobile development. Android Studio is used of course on Android development. Xcode is used for Apple development. Although it is more tricky if you're developing for Apple devices because you definitely need Xcode to build and run the your application. And of course, the ID I love VS Code. You can actually create mobile apps using VS Code without using Android Studio at all. Although you need to install the emulator and the actually, the ABD manager or the emulator lang yung need to install with that. Of course, it is used, it also uses Firebase, Android APIs, iOS APIs for, for its data processing, no? So, you can fetch some data, you can fetch data from different APIs such as Android and iOS, and you can store your data on a NoSQL database, Firebase and Firestore, no? So next is the material design, no? This is the standard, or I mean current standard for for material for designs, no? So if you're familiar, if you're thinking about the changes for the past few years in Facebook, YouTube, and other websites that they're now using more curved edges. Actually, they are conforming with the material design. If way back 2016, I think 2015, madami pang sobrang sharp edges, kahit yung sa mga chatbox, 'di ba, sharp edges. Pero as time goes by, since material design is being developed, it actually become a reference for developers to follow on with the design. No? And actually, I don't know Redux, but yeah, if you know Redux, it is also used in Flutter and other third-party plugins that you can use to build Flutter apps. So yeah, so for the next one, of course, you need to learn. No, we will teach you for the next 3 weeks, but you can actually start now learning Flutter. So I will just send you the link on the chat box or the comment box. I think. This is the link wherein you can see all of these uh, you can actually see the beginner link for the Flutter learning journey. So if you're starting out with your journey in Flutter, you can actually click this. I'll send the intermediate and expert. Wait for a minute. I'll just copy. This is for the intermediate. And lastly, this is for an expert. So of course, it is all on you. If you want, if you're a beginner and if you want to to actually jump agad sa intermediate programming with Flutter, that's okay. That's definitely okay. We will not judge you. If you're that good with programming talaga, definitely okay lang yan. And Flutter actually uses different, I mean, it is close with current use ng mga languages, so you can adapt them as well with Flutter. No? So here's for the expert. So syempre ito na yung mga talagang bihasa na with Flutter. So you can actually uh, challenge yourself with this Flutter learning journey in expert mode. No? So parang laro lang siya. No? We have beginner, intermediate, and expert mode. No? So I hope na as I speak, you are already looking on those links, no, and exploring it now since you have time. Then I hope you have time, learning these things before the study jams. So for the next, of course, with the self-paced learning, syempre hindi namin kayo iiwan, hindi lang kayo yung magtuturo sa sarili nyo. We actually have 3 mentors for the next 3 weeks of Flutter Festival, no. So of course, the first part of the study jam is the Flutter itself. So it will be discussed by Joshua Bumanlag, our mobile development lead here in GDSC PLM, and actually he's a Flutter specialist right now. He develops several many to several Flutter apps right now, and actually he's the one who developed one of the applications that lead to contests called Stong Overflow with me, of course. Two intercollegiate contest lang naman siya. And syempre, of course, next topic will be the Flutter part will be weekly weekly scheduled every Friday. I mean, will be scheduled every Friday, no. So if you're interested with Flutter, I hope na um give kayo ng time on Friday. So for the next one, on Saturday naman, I hope na makapagbigay kayo ng makapagbigay kayo ng time for Google Cloud Platform. So wait. Yeah, Google Cloud Platform for Saturday. So Google Cloud Platform will be discussed by our cloud engineering lead, James Lawrence Cruz. He's a um, cloud engineering specialist, I think. I forgot. Pero yeah, he's now working for different back-end jobs right now, and of course deployment. So if you want to actually learn some Google Cloud and how to integrate it with your Flutter application, you can actually ano na go to I mean mag-reserve kayo ng time every Saturday. Although we will have only two session for this for the Google Cloud platform for the first week and the third week only since may conflict with schedule. So of course for the last one, the Firebase, it will be discussed by me. So I'm currently a aspiring data scientist. So as of now, I'm currently studying some data engineering engineering concept which includes SQL and NoSQL um, languages. So I mean databases. So um, actually I'm also a starter with the Firebase, but I hope I can give you some knowledge or I can impart you some knowledge and also some important details on building some your databases no and syempre data types as well. So if you're interested now with the week one, I already sent the links on the chat box. Yeah, I already sent the links on the chat box, so you can actually register now on what you prepared. Oh, pero syempre, ang tip ko sa inyo, mag-register kayo on Flutter first since Firebase and Google Cloud Platform is supporting lang kami ni Flutter, no? So, let's give love with no, for Boss Joshua talaga. So, register on Flutter, then kayo bahala if you want to choose the Google Cloud Platform or Firebase or not at all. Di man kami magagalit. We are just looking forward for you to to register on our sessions then. Yon. So yeah, actually that's the last part of my of my talk. So I hope that you actually have good overview with Flutter and na-excite ko sana kayo on building applications on Flutter. So yeah, again, I'm Neil Christian Riego. So, before we end this session, I would love to answer some question if you have. So, I will just wait for around 2 to 5 minutes if you have. So, if you have questions, so you can drop it on the comment section as well. So, yeah, let's just wait if you have any questions. Ayun, so actually, we're looking forward for you to actually join us on our demo day. The demo day will be focusing on different applications created by the GDS PLM using Flutter, and actually it will be showcased weekly also, no. So watch out gaano kaganda ang mga nagagawa ng ng Flutter, no. I mean, anong mga applications na nagagawa ni Flutter? So, for our first question, yeah, it's coming from Mertan. So, ano pong mga topic ituturo? So, actually, as I said earlier, the study jams will be separated into three topics: the Flutter, GCP, and the Firebase. Pero siguro magbibigay ako ng overview on what topics will be discussed on each part ng study jams natin. For the Flutter part, which is for this Friday, magtuturo si Joshua or Joshua will teach us the the beginner friendly lessons, no, how to create your first Flutter app or first Flutter project, how to set it up on a hindi ko sure if VS Code gagamitin ni Joshua or Android Studio, pero yeah, he will teach you how to set it up on an IDE and of course how to run it, no, and some intro in Flutter. And definitely after the first week in Flutter, you will be tasked to create your first basic app. So, syempre, hindi ko muna kayo i-spoil kasi hinanda ni Joshua yon. Pero definitely, after the first week, you will you will have the knowledge to create an app. Baka mamaya that's a calculator, or mamaya that's a dice. It is it is mostly secret muna. So be just register on the Flutter part. So for the GCP naman, or Google Cloud Platform, um, the topics that will be discussed there is all about how to deploy your application in Google Cloud Platform, how to create virtual machine. So what's virtual machine? Alamin nyo na lang. Mag-register na lang kayo with the GCP Study Jam to learn more on virtual machine, no? Pero technically, it is a machine hosted on a cloud. So you can actually use that based on your liking, no? So, and some GCP essentials then. So, to help you with the Flutter deployment. So, for my part naman, for the Firebase part, ano yung matututunan nyo? The difference between the SQL and NoSQL. Pero that's a brief topic lang. The use, how to get start with the Firebase and connecting it to the Flutter application. Ano pa ba? Yeah, and some introductions then and essentials on Firebase and Firebase development also. So yeah, that's the overview of what we will we will learn throughout the 3-week session on Flutter Festivals. So are there any more questions? You can just drop it on the comment section. Yeah. So habang naghihintay, balikan natin ang mga comments kanina. So sabi ni Lambert kanina, pinsan po ni Twitter. So parang alam ko na to kung ano yung mo dito, Lambert. Pero yeah, definitely. So ano pa ba? Yan, may bago tayong tanong. May certificate po ba ito? Definitely. Actually, we're not considering it. Pero if you would love to request a certificate for these sessions, definitely we will consolidate it, no? But most probably ang makukuha nyo dito is mga skill badge from Google. So you can actually use also that on your profile, no? Pero technically we will assess based on the attendance also. So yeah. So I think there's no more questions to be asked. So again, I'm Neil Christian Riego, and we're hoping to see you by this Friday na, syempre. So the time, wait. I forgot to tell you the time for each for each session, but we will just announce the time na lang then with the what you call this, with the event platform na. So be sure to check it out na lang also, and the links for that for that event will be also sent to your emails, no? So just check out your emails also for more details. So again, thank you to all of you for coming to this information session, and I hope that you will have a good day ahead. So again, thank you. Have a nice day, guys.
Attention, passengers. Special announcement. New destinations have been announced. Please be advised and plan accordingly. All aboard.
Saya dilahirkan di Bojonegoro. Ibu saya mendidik saya boleh bermain, tapi bermainnya itu nggak boleh jauh-jauh. Terus saya melihat kakak saya kebanjiran, yang paling parah itu tahun 2007, di mana rumahnya itu sangat tenggelam, banyak korban jiwa yang ditimbulkan, dan kakak saya itu kehilangan.
Kemarin ya lumayan, kemarin. Ya.
Kalau airnya semakin tinggi kan, nggak bisa lalu lintas kendaraan kan nggak bisa lewat, kita biasanya pakai perahu. Palingnya kalau udah agak parah lagi kita ngungsi.
Warga juga pasti resah, kalau enggak sebelumnya belum diberitahu kan resah. Kalau sudah diberitahu kan nanti ada persiapan.
Saya ketika kuliah di PENS ini, saya pertama kali tahu DSC itu dari dana. Seharusnya kita bisa menghindari hal buruk terjadi ketika kita mengetahui apa yang akan terjadi. Dana membantu saya sekali dalam hal tersebut bersama tim untuk membuat aplikasi L-Float.
Alatnya itu bersifat kayak misal di sini bakalan ada banjir, dari pemerintah bakalan langsung, tidak berdasarkan yang sebelumnya berdasarkan data kami, itu berdasarkan dari WhatsApp. Nanti setelah itu penduduk bisa ke posko terdekat. Di sini ada lokasi-lokasi poskonya. Terus kita bisa kayak ngeset arahnya belok kiri maupun belok kanan itu ada. Karena kita memanfaatkan teknologi arahan juga dari Google. Oke, sudah selesai?
Oke, selesai.
Oke.
Kemudian kita mencoba ke sana, kita menunjukkan ke warga